Welcome to MTU. This is a little video series or a playlist series that we're going to start that we are wanting to give to you guys. So these are video games that we feel have real life applications outside of video games. We've seen recently that a lot of VR games or flight simulator games, flight drone simulator games are being used to train people outside for real life tactics or real life applications. And we feel that these video games kind of have some of the same applicable virtual simulator aspects that could be beneficial for you. So in this series, these are all video games that you can basically play as a VR to simulate the tactics that you want to learn. And in today's video, we're going over the game.
Ready or Not. It's a game based off of a SWAT crew, and you go into different areas and sections around the city that the game is based out of, and you have to deal with threats, rescue hostages, it's different odds and ends, stuff like that.
Cool. All right.
Right, well, let's get into the gameplay finally.
Okay.
All right. As we're getting into the game,
Mhm.
tell me a little bit. What's this game all about, really?
It is a simulator shooter of a SWAT team. You go into different situations with different setups, and you have to go through,
Officer
figure
Barnes,
out
report to
who
staff training.
is a
Officer Barnes, staff
civilian or a threat, and you have to follow all of the protocols as well. Um, like if they're not shooting at you, you can't shoot at them first. Unauthorized use of force.
Like rules of engagement.
Yeah,
and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah. So you have to be careful of all that. If you have to try to get them to stand down, get them on the ground, and arrest them. If they shoot at you, you have full force. You have to go through. You have to find evidence. Depending on the mission, you have to find evidence and get stuff like that. And you have to finish the mission. You have to bring order to chaos. You have to find a specific guy. You have to secure all of the civilians. And each mission is different. And each time you go into the mission, it's different.
Okay.
There could be hostage situations. There can be guys with bomb vests. Every time you go into a mission, it can be different.
Cool. All right. Well, let's get into a mission then.
Okay. I'm gonna show you the different setups that we can do as well. There's a lot of guns and sidearms and kit that you can modify.
You have to modify all this before you go on a mission.
Yeah, you have to modify all of this before you go into mission.
Okay, this makes sense.
So depending on what mission you want to do, some of them.
Oh, you get to pick what mission. You don't get to rank. You just pick your gear and then get thrown into whatever.
Yeah, so you can pick your mission.
Okay.
You can make it more challenging on you, less challenging. There's a mission in here that has that's a nightclub. You can go through. They'll have body armor. So you have to have a gun that has more punch to get through the body armor. You can bring AP rounds to get through the body armor, or full metal jackets. That round specifically has the guys with the bomb vests, so you have to be really quick and careful. Be aware of your surroundings with that. Figure out like, this guy's coming around a corner and he has a vest on, stuff like that. And in that mission as well, you can find civvies with bomb vests on, and you have to be careful about that as well. So it really matters. Every mission you go to, it matters what you bring.
Gotcha.
My normal go-to, depending on what mission I'm doing, my normal go-to is this SA-58. It's a battle rifle chambered in 7.62 by 51. Has very great penetration for armor and stuff like that. Real good.
Okay.
Um, they just added this one. It's again 7.62. It's just more of a rifle style rather than an AR style, if that makes sense.
Makes sense.
So you have all of these assault rifles. You have different submachine guns that you can use as well. I don't particularly like the submachine guns. They don't have enough stopping force, in my opinion. Then you have shotguns as well, which is I like the shotguns, but out of personal preference, nothing beats an assault rifle.
Makes sense.
So yeah, depending on what mission, you can use a different rifle, or if you even wanted to, you could make your own like personal setup. Like I could use, if I can find it, a full-on M16 like mine. I can completely set it up.
So what's the gun that you feel is the most practical to use in this game?
The all-around one is the one I mentioned earlier. Was that AK style? I have it set up exactly how I would use it, how I normally run it right now.
Okay. All right.
Which I'll use that one. And then they have pistols as well. A lot of them are 9mm, which is your average. Some of them are 45. This one obviously is 357. What I normally run is this 509. It's a new one that they added. Is a lot like a Hellcat, a Springfield Hellcat, which is my personal go-to. So I've been using that exactly how I would have it. And then you can bring a tactical gear. I normally use a breaching shotgun. It's really, really nice. I can be away from the door because sometimes they can have grenades, traps planted on the doors. So if you open the door, it blows up. The breaching shotgun is really nice. I can be away from that door, hit the door, it opens, and the grenade goes off, and I am safe. Really like that, but there's police shields, battering rams. These grenade launchers are flash, gas, and a stinger, which a stinger grenade dispenses rubber balls that stuns and disorientates the person. Really, really useful. I like it. And then there's a mirror gun as well, as you can see under the door or around corners. And then the armor. So the customization is different from what I'm having on my armor, if that makes sense. Because you can customize your guy to look differently from what you're actually carrying, which I kind of like because I can run this slim looking plate carrier but have on heavy armor without having a light armor.
Gotcha.
And then coverage, front, back, or full. I always do full. And then material, you can choose if it's just Kevlar, steel, or ceramic. The munitions, you can change what's in your sidearm and primary. I always bring AP. I have a buddy that I play with that likes bringing jacket hollow point. To be honest, in the game, I don't really know if it really makes a difference or not. I haven't seen it full enough to tell you if that fully makes a difference or not. But that's cool that they have the options. Different deployables. I always bring 2 flash grenades and a stinger out of personal preference. And I bring a taser as well. These, you're only allowed 3 different grenades. And for the tactical, you're only allowed to bring 1. So like, I'll bring a taser instead of pepper spray, or I can bring a lockpick gun instead of pepper spray. So I normally bring a taser. And then, so that is this whole slot. And then headgear. I bring a ballistic mask just to help cover my face. I can have just a helmet or no helmet at all. With the NVGs. I like these instead of these because they help provide peripheral, and you can see the difference in the game of the different peripheral.
Yeah, but you also know that those are 30 grand in real life.
I
right?
do, but for the game stands, I like having them because you can have. Here, I'll show it. This is the dual. But if you go to the quad,
You get more of that peripheral vision.
yeah, you get the sight on, so you get almost a whole picture,
Yeah.
which with some of the missions is super helpful. Then of course you can change it from green phosphorus or white phosphorus, or green or white, and
White's better.
yeah, white's better. You get to see a lot more. Then the face wear, you can have a gas mask, but it's not compatible with the ballistic mask. Obviously, I have anti-flash goggles on, so my flash grenades don't affect me because of the anti-flash. Or you can have none.
All right. Well, let's dive into a mission.
Okay.
We'll do one or two.
Which mission do you want?
Just pick a random one.
Oh boy. I'll do this one. It's real short.
I'm here to just kind of watch you, ask you what you're doing, and ask you how it's applicable. So
Okay.
it's best for me to just get it as random as possible, man.
Okay. I'll do this one. It's a house.
Okay.
So you can pick whether you want to. You can pick your entry point, whether you want to do it on the street or the beach. I'll do the street.
Okay.
So you pick it, and you can press tab, and it'll give you the briefing. You can either read it or have someone,
everyone, take a seat.
have someone read it out to you. It'll go through the whole briefing. It'll show you the different civilians that'll be in there. It'll show you all the suspects that are there. Not for sure what this is.
So
But
it's kind of like your rat sheet. It's just on ATAC platform.
yep.
Gotcha.
Different audios of like what's like this one's a call, and then over here is your objectives. It's bring order to chaos, rescue all civilians, and locate weapon manufacturing. It'll show you your roster, what you're using, the map. It'll show you a map of the house, whether there's a top story, stairs, bottom story, whatever. It's really, really nice. And then we'll load into it.
We should look into an ATAC kind of system. I'm hesitant because of everything's on a cell phone.
Yeah.
And everything has the chips.
Oh.
Because
Mhm.
Everything can be traced, especially if someone who knows what they're doing when they can trace signals.
Yeah. It would be a nice
But-
system though.
Just looking at that, if you could preload it beforehand,
It would be
And,
super nice.
you know, if you're using comms
Doc
and you're
reporting.
coming in at both
Negotiations
directions,
have
I don't
failed
think
and suspects have dug in. Entry
Use
team,
ATAC.
go when ready.
Yeah. Okay. So really nice about this. What I like, rather than like Call of Duty or a Battlefield game, it's always fast-paced, run and gun. With this type of a game, it's slow. You have to be careful of wherever you're going, and what could be around the corner or not around the corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's realistic
Very, very realistic.
to an aspect. Yeah.
I don't want to go upstairs. I would rather go through a not normal point of entry out of personal preference.
I should have been a better
I can
father.
hear somebody walking behind me, so
Down on the ground! Move! Get down! I want to see
I'll try
hands!
to get him on the
I
ground.
Get your hands up! Let me see those hands!
Take me. Leave my family.
Most of the time, I don't know why, but most of the time they
Don't
won't
get me
respond
started
to the rifle. I have to pull out a taser for the
My
civilians
wife,
to respond
please,
to it.
make
I
sure
just
she's
don't know
okay.
why.
Civilian good to go for evac.
Doc to entry team.
Um,
Great work. Keep going.
a lot of people will be like, "Oh, why'd you arrest the civilian?" In the game, I don't know why. But at the same time, it kind of makes sense why. It gets them to stay there and not move
Be
around.
careful with my wife. She is sick.
It keeps them.
It keeps them
You're
stay.
keeping them safe, but you're also, you know,
Keeping
they don't know
yourself
if
safe
they're a
as
threat
well.
or not.
Yeah.
Hey, wait.
Police! Hands up now! Hands up, asshole!
Fuck
Drop the
you!
weapon now!
So obviously he's holding a weapon. I saw
Drop the
that.
weapon
You
now!
don't understand.
Drop the weapon and
I'm
put your
not
hands
going to
up! Drop
prison!
it now!
So obviously he
Entry team to talk.
pulled up and
Suspect
shot.
is breathing but unconscious.
Send EMTs.
That happens a lot too.
You're going in all by yourself, huh?
Yes. So if you have more people to come in with
Gotta
you,
get down. I wanna see
for me to
hands.
recover
Leave, this
the
is Todd.
evidence,
Notifying trailers.
somebody else would be watching this doorway. It's
Oh, it's not very good.
it's better gameplay if you have more people.
More people.
Yeah. So out of force of habit for me, I know these guys are dead. I've already reported their bodies. But if they're unconscious or still breathing or something, I will still restrain them because they can get back up, pick up their gun, and still fight back. So even though they're dead, I still, out of habit, still restrain them. Just so I know. You know what I mean? I'm gonna open these doors, just so I know that this room is clear.
Light stick.
And I also like to pop a light stick down so I know that I've already been there. I can hear somebody talking through here. So I'm gonna
Why'd
be,
you do the light stick?
so I know that that area is clear. And granted, yes, the AI can move around. But so I already know that I've been there. I put that light stick down. If that makes any sense at all.
Yeah. Kind of like a visual reminder.
Yeah. So that right there looks like the gun manufacturing area. So I'm gonna take note of where that is. I can hear somebody talking in this hallway, so I'm gonna be careful with that. I don't know if they have any traps or not, so I'm gonna be careful. Open that door. So I'll move it on top of the stairs.
Wanna fuck with me?
Hands up!
Try to take cover. I'm gonna do this since I can bounce that up there.
Hands on your head! Move your hands!
Okay.
Todd. It's over, entry team. Roll in.
So that's another aspect that would be helpful with more players. I should have thought about that before I went up, but I had thrown the grenade, and right as it went off, I thought he was still around that corner, but he had moved to completely behind me. I should have thought about that before I went up the stairs and checked it. I did not, obviously resulting in a death. but having more people with it, because you can get a squad up to four different players, and having more eyes in different places helps so much. It is difficult going in by myself and doing it, but it also gives you a challenge of doing it by yourself, to be like, okay, I need to, next time I go in, I need to remember, hey, there's that balcony on that behind you on the stairs. Check that as you're going up. You know what I mean? It gives you more of a in your head of like, okay, I need to check this, I need to check that, I need to check
This is
every little
Suspects are taking
detail.
refuge in the area
Yeah,
and are
games
refusing to cooperate. Move
that are
in,
as
remember your use
realistic as
of force,
possible
and secure
like
the area.
simulators, you know?
Yeah,
You can go through all this all the time until you get the mental like, okay, cool. And then when you go to actually practice it, you know, it's more of a putting knowledge to practice.
Yep.
You know?
like for me, like
That
with
way
that,
when you go to do the real thing, you got the knowledge and the practice, and then you could actually execute.
yeah, like with a lot of my games, and with playing objective-based games like Battlefield or something else like that. Ooh, that door's open. So it could be possibly on the balcony. I just have to be careful of that. But playing objective-based games, I have learned, be like, all right, this is a pinch point or something else like that. Like playing that airsoft game that we did, that we had the video on. I was able to pick a spot and be there for that second game, and I only died once for being at that spot, but it was a pinch point, and I was able to get 4 or 5 kills because they came right next to me not knowing I was there.
Do you feel like these CQB games, even though we were playing more of a defending objective, really apply to more open terrain aspects as well?
The CQB, not really, because it's so close quarter, but also in a sense, yes, because you know, like, hey, I'm getting shot at, where's the shooting coming from, where do I need to go to get cover? And, I mean, every situation is different, obviously, but, like, say you're out in an open field, you hear shots flying by, you need to be able to react, figure out where that's coming from, and where the best cover is for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's weird to be like, oh yeah, games help with that, but they do. It's weird to say that, but they do, because
You start to recognize it.
yeah, you start to recognize where it's coming from, which direction, and say like, they came from here. I didn't know that because I was pointing at the door. Where from here, like where from where I'm at, shots are coming from here. Where do I need to go to find cover? Do I come back here where it's a longer time and more open? Or do I push through the door and then come back out? You know what I mean?
Okay.
If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Because, like, if they're coming from here, I can push through the door and then push back out, pointing at the door, rather than turning around, exposing myself even more to come over here. Which then, even while you're out, they still have a very wide open area from now you're in cover. You have this whole section from there to there that you're completely exposed.
See, my first reaction would have been duck and hide behind the table, which would be terrible.
It would be terrible, yes, because this, I mean, obviously it's a pool table. They're pretty thick, but it's wood, cloth. There's not much gonna be stopping around
And they could
flying through that.
easily approach the table and take away all my advantage.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
You have to find hard cover and be able to keep that hard cover in between them and you, but also know where to go from after finding that cover to then be able to re-engage with keeping yourself safe.
feel like a lot of our airsoft games are going to be mid-range, and then they all kind of compress on each other.
Yeah,
Um, but there is also a giant aspect of learning the large-scale battlefield tactics
there
from
is.
other games.
There is.
Let's
I
let's keep going with this one.
okay. So I can hear them talking in here. I don't know exactly where they're at, but I'm going to assume that they are on the bottom floor. So I'm going to reach this door, shoot out the hinges, breaks the door down, giving me a clear view.
But now they know where you're at, kind of.
They do. But being able to keep slow can give me still an advantage. Check this. I cannot check that. Sometimes they'll hide in these, and you have to be careful of that, which is really.
Do you know this map very well, or are you like
I
you're just kind of winging it?
I
or
don't know
you-
this map very well. I've only played it a couple of times. There's certain maps that I like to do more than others. This is one of my least favorites.
I see.
So I don't really know. But because of the other maps, because, I mean, obviously, game development for maps like this, you use a lot of similarities from map to map. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So from other maps and other experiences that I've had on other maps, I know that they can be hiding it. Could be hiding in theirs.
I wasn't asking for that aspect. I'm just asking because it seems like you
Down
kind of
on your
halfway
knees.
know, oh, I'm gonna go through this door rather than like not knowing what's behind it.
Oh. No, that's fair. I know, like, for this door, I know that it's going to be outside.
That makes sense. That's like an outside door.
Yeah. This one, I would assume, because obviously you're in a house as well, so you kind of have to assume normal house stuff as well. You know, this.
I mean, we did see the hallway to the stairs
Yeah.
right through there, so you gotta.
So
assume that
bedrooms
that's
this way. Obviously, this is a laundry room,
laundry room.
game room from which I came into. So laundry room, stairs. You would assume bedrooms would be over here. Kitchen and living room would be up front. Not every house is gonna be that way, but your average assumption of a house would be that.
Why aren't you trying to push through the crack right there?
So in real life you could push through the crack. The game will not let you. Yeah. But you could. In real life you could. You definitely 100% could push through this and figure out what you need to. That is a pinch point. Say you're halfway through the crack and they are over here or in that doorway, and now you're stuck like this, going through a crack. You can't pick up your rifle. You can maybe get to your sidearm if you can get your arm around your body. It's a pinch point. Not a good spot to put yourself into.
Gotcha.
Those guys honestly sketch me out. I don't trust them.
So what was your thought process there? Because it feels like this is the biggest choke point. And you've not been doing well here the last time you played this.
So, thought process there. I saw the guy. I crouched down to get a better visual of him. As I was crouching down, he already shot at me. So I obviously tried to shoot back. He went around the corner. I know he went around the corner. This way rather than this way to where this balcony was. I saw a civvy run by.
Hands up, do it!
Civilian. Damn it.
Lost the lead. Mission failed. Entry team, head home.
Sorry, I was distracted with talking and stuff like that as well. But I saw a civvy run by, a civilian. he was not in the same garment as the other guy was wearing. He looked more like a sundress or a nightgown. I could see that it was a bluish type dress from shoulders down past the calves area. Because of my briefing, I know that there is a woman somewhere in the house, so I would assume that I was assuming that it was her. I wouldn't know that until I had gotten up the stairs, and actually got eyes on her, but I would assume that was her, so I didn't shoot at her because she was a civilian.
Let's try a different one.
A different one? Okay. Yeah, that one is...
I'll let you just do your whole thing for this next one.
Okay. That one was difficult. See, because...
And then, we'll probably use this will probably be the last one, and then we'll do some other stuff.
Okay. Let me turn to headquarters on this one. There's different missions on these. Some are better than others. I like the CQB stuff, but it can be difficult, like you saw, because there's many different angles, especially by yourself. There's some other ones that are a mix of CQB and open. I can show you one. It has to do with the scenario with it is there's this cult of women, and they are aggressive, and you have to go in and try to arrest as many as you can. Most of the time you can't, because they are pretty aggressive, but there's different aspects, very close CQB, very open areas, like this field back here you can see. It's open back there, it's open back here. This area, it's inside, but it's still open. And a lot of different rooms, a lot of smaller rooms. There's a cellar that you have to go in and clear, and there's even a area in the back in this forested area that you have to go in and clear as well.
Okay.
So I'll show the briefing if I can pull it up. I won't read it. That'll take a lot of time. There are absolutely no civilians on this one. There are 2 main suspects. Both of them obviously female. We have to try to arrest them instead of kill them. So just different briefings of different medias. There are 2 911 calls. So our briefing says there's no civilians, but because of the game aspect, it says there's rescue all civilians. So I know that there's civilians ahead of time, but the briefing doesn't show it. Game-wise, this is another thing from like real life and game-wise. Like game-wise, because I see that, I obviously know that there's gonna be civilians in there. But in the briefing, that you wouldn't know that they're there because there's no intelligence to know that they're there. If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
So we have to bring order to chaos, rescue all the civilians, and arrest the 2 main suspects, if possible. Which most of the time it is very difficult to, especially if they're shooting at you already, it's difficult to get them to stop shooting, put down their gun, and arrest them. You can, it's just difficult, and like for me personally, my knee-jerk reaction is to just, they're shooting at me, it's a life or death situation, pull the trigger. Which I know for like SWAT and stuff, they have more training than I do, obviously, and they're able to de-escalate that type of situation. But as a guy without that experience,
To talk. people and stuff like that. in the
Yeah,
game.
yeah. It's
Talk to
because
element. The
the only
suspects
voice
are
lines you have,
refusing
like,
to come out or negotiate.
get down on
You
the
are
ground,
clear to move
please.
in.
You don't really have the ability to talk them through. Yeah. So, starting off here, obviously, my first thoughts are either get in the garage, or there is a front door here. Wide open area. Be careful. There's a lot of windows. I personally don't like going through the front door. I would rather have a back entrance to go into. They aren't expecting that majority of times. They're would be expecting you to go through the front door. So a majority of times we'll go through the back door.
Well, I'm just gonna kind of be quiet, maybe pop in every now and then, but just play it like you normally would, like if you're in your own head.
Okay. So first sign, I heard her sigh as you were talking. I can see her through the boxes right here. I haven't told her anything yet. I also noticed before I walked in that this door was open, which is not normal for this map when I normally play it. So obviously there's something else there. I heard a gunshot in the background. It came from this area, but I know that there's nothing in this area. So I don't know what that's about. I'm going to try to get her on the ground. I'm going to let her know I'm here. There's a door here that I'm going to have to be aware of.
Police, get your hands up!
I hear somebody in that doorway, so I'm going to be careful of that. I'm going to close this door.
Turn around, don't get up.
Get her arrested.
Nothing.
I'm going to leave this door closed.
Civilian cuffed and prepped for evac.
Because I know
Doc
there's
here.
another person here,
Trailer
I'm going to leave
standing
that door
by.
closed and work through here.
Get on the ground now!
She has a pistol on her
Hands
side.
up your head! Put your hands up! Get down, I want
Try
to
to
see
get her
hands!
turned around.
Don't shoot!
Notice if there's anybody else in this room. I don't notice anybody
Don't make
else.
this worse on yourself.
I'm gonna arrest her, get her out of the way,
Scum!
so she doesn't bite
Leave
me.
the car.
Yes.
Suspect is restrained and ready for trailers.
So there's two
Doc
ways I
to
can go
entry team.
here.
Send 'em
This
our way.
or this way. I'm gonna be careful of this area because it is wide and open. I notice there's a person over there, so I'm gonna take cover. She has a shotgun. I saw that. There's a door here and a
Make sure the kids go to bed on time tonight.
pantry here. I saw her pick it up. She was waving around. I could see her that she picked it up. That is one thing that I have noticed playing games. I'm able to notice details like that, especially if it's just a slight movement.
Yeah.
I was playing a game the other day with a friend, and I noticed something on the roof of a building that he had no clue was there, and that he died to. So there's two people here. One has a shotgun, one's just standing here, so I'm gonna be careful of the lady that has a shotgun. She has my main priority. I should have checked that, did not, but was able to take care of it.
I dropped it. I don't have anything else.
And get her on the ground since she's already on the ground.
Over here.
Oh, you just shot through her.
Did not mean to shoot through her, but there was another one there. I'm probably gonna get docked for that.
We're gonna get you out of here.
But there was a lady behind her with a rifle.
Go to hell.
Entry team to talk. We have a civilian in custody and ready for transport.
So since she's
Doc,
incapacitated, I'm
notifying
going to
trailers.
restrain
down,
her
alive.
Entry team, this is Talk. Make them
secure
stable
the
and
evidence
proceed
of her
with mission.
guns. I'm gonna check my ammo.
Elaine gave us
My
closure.
mag is about halfway. I'm gonna pick up her shotgun, secure it as evidence. Secure the pistol as evidence. And secure this pistol as evidence.
Talk.
She
We've
is
got a dead
dead,
suspect here.
and she is dead, so I don't have to restrain them. I know this is off topic, but really cool attention to detail. Her blood, I'll walk through her blood, and now I've got boot tracks. That is one of the main suspects. So I'm gonna throw this in there, try to get her to Ow. Get on her
Hands on
knees.
your head, move!
Was that fragment?
Anyone else
No,
get
that was
hurt?
one of the stingers.
Down on the ground, now!
So it shot rubber balls everywhere. I threw it at a bad
Put your
spot,
hands
so the
up.
rubber balls came back to me. I'm gonna close this door, because I don't know
LSPD,
who's
don't
out
move.
here.
You're gonna be okay.
So one of the main suspects, so
You
just
don't
able
know
to
what
arrest
you're
her.
doing.
Leave the talk. We have an individual in custody.
This is Talk. Proceed with mission.
I'm gonna come back here, go through this door, make sure there's nobody in this room.
Damn it.
Which
Hands
there
up above
is.
your head! Hands up!
Come closer.
Drop your weapons!
Come closer.
Hands up! Drop the weapons!
She's got a pistol.
Okay.
Hands up, asshole! Now!
die.
Just dropped.
I give up.
Turn around and stay still.
I'm gonna get the pistol before she can pick it up,
Stay
because
still.
they can. They are able
You're
to
pathetic.
pick up dropped
Entry team to
weapons and
talk.
stuff like that.
We have one suspect in custody.
Talk to lead. Trailers
When I
notified.
have a second, I'll reload my shotgun.
No idea what
hands
you
up.
just got yourself into.
And see if anybody is in here. Because I saw the door on the other side, I know where that door leads, so I don't need to go through that one. This is evidence,
Element to talk. Bagging.
so we're
Lead,
gonna
this is
bag
Talk.
all of that evidence.
Secure it and keep going.
This door, I would assume would go outside because of the window here and what kind of door it is. So I'm gonna wait to go out there. I'm gonna come back and finish clearing this building. That goes outside, so I'm gonna wait. She is in here. That door goes outside. I'm gonna wait. So I'm gonna finish clearing this building first. So I've been over here. So there's another room here, which is a bathroom, which I don't need to clear. This door is outside, so I'm gonna be careful. There is somebody out there. I'm gonna just make sure that the rest of it is clear as I'm making my way by. I heard that shot. I don't know where that came from. That's not what I wanted to pull out.
Get down on your knees, hands up!
Before I enter rooms, I like to hit the voice thing, because it gets them to respond back to me, so I can figure out if there's somebody in that room or not. This mag's almost empty, so I'm gonna switch it. I heard a voice out there, which I know there's a way to get back there through here, I think it is. Yep. Thanks to my face armor, I was able to survive that.
Talk. We have
That's
one
why
dead suspect here.
I wear that
Entry
mask.
team, this is Talk. Proceed with mission.
Plus, she was using a low caliber, so my face mask was able to help there. If I had light armor, that would have hit pretty hard. Since I've been here before, this was where I went the first time, I'm gonna open that door so I know I've already been here. There's a gate here, so I'm gonna secure it. There's a cellar in front of me. A lot of times there will be people out here, so I'm gonna clear this area first. Make sure there's nobody out here. This I know goes back inside to where I was, so I'm gonna open that door. I see this door up here, so I'm gonna open it because I've been in here already. Okay, if For me, if it doesn't open with 2 kicks, I use my breaching shotgun because this door is locked. Because you can break your legs on locked doors. I don't think I've been in here, so I'm gonna clear this. Stairs, I'm gonna wait on that. Because it is a huge pinch point. If I can get my controls right. Make sure nobody is in here.
Hands up, do it now!
I heard somebody respond, but they were not in this room. One thing I like about this game, there's a
Put your fucking hands
lot
up!
of good visuals. They don't hold back from anything. You'll see that later on in this area. On this map. I'll show you what I mean. Just like how SWAT and stuff like that would have to deal with seeing different visuals, they show visuals really, really well on this game. That door led outside to that bigger area, which I wonder if I can see. So I came in. Let's see if I can get oriented right. I came in over here. So I came in here, cleared here and here. I came through here. The cellar is right here. And I came in through here, cleared this area. These stairs go up to this little balcony here, which is a pinch point. I'm going to wait to do that. But I have this whole other half here that I need to clear as well. So I'm going to go down here, clear the cellar, which covers all down here. This is a opening to the cellar. So covers like this L type shape. So I'm going to clear that. First, get that out of the way. And even though I know I've already been here and I leave those doors open, you know, on purpose, even though I know I've already been there, the AI can move around a lot. So I still am very weary of different areas that I've already been to.
Down on your knees! Hands up now!
See if I can get anybody to respond to me. The newest update to this game, they have adjusted the lighting to down here. It used to be pitch black down here, and you'd have to use your NVGs. But they've adjusted the lightings to make it a little bit brighter, which I like personally. I like using the NVGs,
Police, get down!
but it can get a little hectic with them because you can't see everything. So I noticed that there's a opening that leads this way, so I'm going to be weary of that. And there's a door here and here, and a door there, and a door there. So those doors obviously could connect together. Nobody in here. That didn't go through, so I'm just gonna open it. I did not mean to do that. So yeah, that mag that I accidentally reloaded, I cannot get that back. So I only have 2 main magazines left. So that's another aspect that I like, that you have to be
Limited ammo.
Yep, very limited ammo. So you have to be very careful of when you reload, how much is in that mag when you reload, all that kind of stuff. So those are the stairs that connect to the other stairs that I saw. So I'm again going to be weary of those and careful of those. This door is locked.
Get down on your knees!
But it led to where I already was. This is that opening that we saw on the map that connects to that cellar. I heard that. I don't know where it came from. It sounded like somewhere above me. So I'm gonna be very, very careful. So with these stairs, I'm going to continuously look up as far as I can go as I'm coming up and being wary of doorways. I do that because obviously you're not going to be coming up the stairs looking right here. You're going to be up here. If somebody's up here, you're already up here looking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And granted, with more people, you can have one. Like if you're here, you can have one looking at this doorway as the other one's looking here. But since I'm by myself, I'm just being wary of both. And since I'm now past that, I'm going to focus up here. Doesn't seem like anybody's up here. I have cleared this area. I haven't cleared back here. It's very dumb for me right now to be up here, but I want to... That is exactly why it's dumb for me to be up there, but I wanted to try to show you guys where I needed to go. But for my safety, for me not to get another fail, I'm going to come back. I know she was over here in this courtyard. I know this leads to the courtyard. So I'm going to be wary of where this door goes, and where she's going to be at.
Police, down on the ground!
I don't know where she went.
Get
I'm assuming inside of there. So I'm going to keep my eye on that door.
Hands on your head, now!
She's definitely inside there. I can hear it. I'm going to throw a flash in there. Bounce it off the door.
Get down, now! Police, get down!
Did not realize there was two in there. Secure the weapon first.
Welcome here.
Okay, she's on the ground as well.
Stay where you are.
Is that all you got?
Leave the talk. Suspect in custody. Compliant.
Talk to
So,
Element.
while I'm
Continue
doing
mission.
these, I am very
Let me
wary
go.
of my audio
Entry
as
team
well.
to talk. We have a civilian in custody.
The game does
Element,
really,
talk.
really well with
Trailers
audio
inbound.
cues
Slowly.
and the direction
Turn
of
around. Keep your
audio.
hands up. Don't you fucking
So I'm
move.
always constantly listening to see what's where and
Element
which
to talk.
direction it's
We
coming
got a
from.
suspect here ready for escort.
Talk reporting.
Because I know
We're
this
ready.
map, this leads to behind that wall that I was walking by to get inside here, which is a separate area that I need to, because I need to go back there. So I'm going to wait to do that, because I want to get this main area cleared first before I head out that way. So I'm going to come back through here.
You'll be sleeping with the fucking lights on after
Very tight area in here. I'm going to reload this and reach the store. It sounds like somebody is in there. So, it sounded like somebody was in there. I breached the door because I thought somebody was in there. But by the visuals of what I'm seeing through the door, I already know that I've been in here. Because this is where the evidence was. So, which is right where I've been. So that tells me that this whole area is clear. And just be cautious as I'm walking around, just in case. Which leads me back to this main area. So I've been in here, been in there, been over here, and in here. I need to report her
Suspect is
because
down.
this is the
Element,
lady I
this is
killed
Talk.
earlier.
Tag him and keep moving.
There's her rifle. Secure that. So I've been in here, I need to come to our last spot.
Drop the weapon!
Ow. So if you notice on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen,
Yeah, that's your character.
there's your
right?
character.
Where you're injured at.
and where I'm injured at. Yep. So with that leg red, I cannot kick with that leg anymore. Because of how damaged it is. So the difference with the aim, as you probably noticed, they have two different types of aiming with the game. This is your normal jog / fast walk, very not well aimed. With shift, most time in games it's a sprint. In this game, it is a steadier walk. As you can tell, it's more consistent of where that is. So my first aim in shooting at her was that unsteady, trying to move out of the way and pop her at the same time. I found cover, clicked shift so it'd be more steady, and get my visuals back from being disoriented. This area back here is a church. It is a very, very hot area, majority of the time. I don't know where those shots were coming from. Those doors are closed there, so I'm going to assume it's up here. There is a door open up there. I don't know where she went.
Lead the
I'm
talk.
going to report her
Suspect is
really
deceased.
fast.
Talk to entry team. Notifying trailers.
I cannot find the gun she was using, so I'm going to wait to come back to that. I'm going to keep those doors closed and try to find or shoot the door if I can. Try to find where she is. Obviously, she's shooting at me, so I'm going to try to return fire to give suppression for me enough to come around the corner. I still hear her in there. I don't know where. I'm gonna try to stop the bleeding. My gun is out of ammo. It went click. So that means I only have a single mag left on this. Full mags on this. I can hear her walking around. I wish I could shoot through these windows and throw a grenade in there. The game does not let me do that. I wish I could, because that's exactly what I would do in this situation. Because this is very, very tight. Am I able to close this door? I can't. So I'm going to crouch, make my profile a little less. Make my profile a little smaller from what it would be with me normally standing. And thankfully that hole in the door was there enough to me, enough for me to be able to see her.
Suspect is incapacitated.
Talk reporting. Stabilize them and we'll send
She's
EMTs.
incapacitated, so I'm going to fully restrain her. I'm going to peek both doors. See if anybody is up here. By the audio cues, it sounded like I hit her. I don't know. Fully open this door. I did hit her. So I'm going to
Hands on your head, do it now!
secure that.
Element to talk.
That was one of the main
suspect-
suspects.
Medical assistance is standing by.
One of the main suspects. I hear other moving around.
Hands up now! Drop to your knees!
I I won't
Hands
go.
up! Drop to your knees! Down on the ground! Move!
I'll do it.
Like, your gun's going click.
Why I shot at her the first time when she came around that corner.
Stay here. Do not get in our way.
There can be
Let me go.
times where people run at you with knives,
Civilian cuffed and ready for trailers.
which
This
is
is
really
Doc.
scary.
Trailers en route.
She was one of the main suspects right here.
You can't save us from the pain. From the
Obviously,
misery.
I killed her because she was shooting at me. So I have two options here. The top right-hand corner says in mission votes 0 out of 1. I can vote Y to completely finish the mission if I wanted to, which I can bring this up, go to my brief, all my objectives are done. But for the game standpoint,
Lead the talk.
I can
One suspect is down
finish
and alive.
securing
Lead, this is Talk. Clean house, and we'll
evidence
take them out.
and people. Because I know that the objectives are done, I heard the other lady yell down here, but I get more points and a better grade if I finish securing everything. Some of the visuals that I was talking about earlier are down here. You can see that they do not hold back from anything. But because I know the objectives are done, means there's no one else to hurt me. But obviously, if you didn't have that, you wouldn't know. So, like, it's still good to get into practice of being cautious. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I don't know who is laughing, but I heard laughter. Which is not normal, and I'm kind of concerned about it. I'm gonna try to figure out where it's coming from. I know it's not.
Or if you wanna end the mission
Over here!
and we'll pick up some other time.
Yeah, of course. Let me get their gun out here that I know I missed. Yeah, we can pick up another time. I do want to show the grade at the end, because it gives you some information that I can take back from being able to
Dr. Element.
rethink of what I
Score
did during the
one
mission,
for the good
and
guy.
that it
Good
can
work, everyone.
show me of like, hey, did this or that, didn't do this, did or do that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So obviously 4 out of 4 missions objectives finished. Soft objectives: report the conspiracy evidence, suspects secured, civilians secured, and evidence secured. I did not get all of the evidence, so I missed something somewhere. Unauthorized use of force was probably that one lady that was trying to surrender, and the other lady came behind her. I should have dealt with that differently. I saw the gun and freaked out. But that's probably what that is. Obviously, it gives me a penalty and lowers my grade. But I didn't mean to click that. But with the game, it kind of helps me to get in my head of what I would do in certain situations, how to handle certain situations, whether that be in an airsoft game or, you know, I'm out at the mall with my girlfriend and there's a shooter that's happening, a mass shooting incident that's happening. It gets me in my head of what I would do in certain
Suspects
situations
are taking refuge in
and
the area and
how
are refusing
to
to cooperate. Move in,
deal with
remember your use
deal
of
with
force,
the threat
and
and then
secure the
deal
area.
with the aftermath of that threat.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's just a game, you can't get anything from the games and this and that. I've been playing games since at least freshman year of high school, and a lot of the stuff that I see from the games helps me with visuals, with realizing what gun is what. With some games, it helps me realize what vehicles are what, which we can go into that later. I can show you some vehicles and what they do and what they are. It helps me, like earlier you asked how I noticed that she was carrying a shotgun. I saw the movement, I saw the profile of the gun, and I instantly off the top of my head, because I know how they look and how they look from a distance, that I knew it was a shotgun instead of a rifle.
Yeah.
Being able to pick up on those types of visuals in a game or in real life is super critical. Say I'm out at the mall shopping and I see an incident happening and I see that it's a shotgun. Okay, I know I can keep my distance. I have my pistol. I have a greater distance that I can use with my pistol than he can with the shotgun. So I can keep my distance away from him to either deal with the threat or get him to calm down and then deal with him. If he's using a rifle and I notice that he has a rifle, that puts me at a disadvantage. So that gets me in my head of what can I do to re-get that advantage back? Either get behind him, find somewhere to hide until he get out of sight, get out of mind, type of a deal, and be able to surprise him and not directly get myself involved in that situation.
Officer Fraser, please call
Because
extension
obviously
4342.
a rifle
Officer Fraser,
versus a handgun,
4342.
rifle will win 9 out of 10 times because of its distance and firing and stopping force.
You can see from the video that this guy died quite a bit when it came to stairwells. What is one thing you feel like you're going to start doing better in the stairwells to try and not die when you're soloing?
Well, I can take it a lot slower than what I did in the game. And as I'm going, just kind of pan back and forth from my front and backside, or know my layout better.
Know your layout better.
Yeah.
So you maybe check your map a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of things you were pointing out to me, especially like in pinch points and things like that. I think that's something. I mean, definitely, I'm gonna struggle with if I started picking up ready or not. So, what other things do you feel like you need to start working on to start being the best you can be?
Definitely finding some cover. There was a lot of times where I'm not peeking around a corner right, or just go headlong into a doorway or something. And as you can see in the gameplay, I took a lot of damage doing that instead of keeping myself better covered.
What is one thing that you think is directly applicable from Ready or Not to Airsoft? I say this because when we went to play Airsoft, you seem to have a way with knowing the rock formations, and you were able to hide and scare like 2 or 3 active Marines and a lot of veteran Marines that have since retired.
Yeah. With the game and stuff, I don't know if it's particularly right now, especially for where we did Airsoft. But with certain games like 6 Days, which we'll do in a later video, and To Let Loose, which we'll do in a later video as well. Getting to know the layout of the spot that you're going to be at before. So like before we even started the games, I was already looking like where would be a decent spot, where's the flag, where would they be coming from, possibly, just different stuff like that. And then while I'm actually up there, being very observant of where they are and where I am, where they would be coming from, but doing that all on a fly.
Gotcha.
With Ready or Not, with pinch points and stuff like that, in the airsoft, being able to recognize those pinch points. When I scared a couple of Marines, they were coming from one of the spots that I knew they would be at. They had thrown a couple of smokes and grenades from where they were, and I noticed that there was a crevice around the corner from where they would be coming at, so I knew that would be a pinch point. And so I sat there, and as they came around the crevice, I scared them and shot them. So,
Gotcha. Cool. Well, I can't promise we're gonna do another video next week, but tune in to this podcast series or this playlist series, and the next game we will be doing will be 6 Days at Fallujah. Okay. The next game we'll be doing is
6 Days of Fallujah, which is a first person, obviously, of the siege, I guess, of Fallujah back in 03 and 04, when the Americans were fighting against the Taliban for the city of Fallujah.
Yeah. Cool. We have plans to do other similar games and more strategy wide-based, field-based games that can directly apply to close quarters combat and field combat and a mix of both. And yeah, hopefully you can tune in as we continue this. Thank you for watching this video. So please like
and subscribe.
And follow us on our Instagram at mtu.2021. Bye. Hello, welcome to MTU. My name's... Hey, welcome to MTU.
I don't know. You did better.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks for making my job hard. I'm going to have to edit all this. Cut it.
Record myself.
Yeah, because it's great. Just look at the camera and act smiley.